Hello and welcome to another Ensovian gaming video. This time we'll be doing the shooter version of the Neo Aokiji raid, and I'm just gonna say straight off, this team is pretty garbage. It's pretty slow. It's consistent in that you can probably always beat Aokiji, but the time it takes can vary depending on the RNG, because you're gonna be using a Fortnite Curio to get strength orbs, and since he gives you either strength or in orbs, it might take a while. You just have to keep closing and opening the game, which is obviously a very janky way to clear it. Tanaka's there because he has the only bind and despair sockets on my shooters. That's how bad my shooter teams are right now. The Frankie has like 2 despair sockets or something right now. So it's not looking great. My Zephyr has like auto heal and CD, I think. They're not great freaking sockets on him. I'm going to be relying on a stronghold ace friend who hopefully has bind and despair sockets, otherwise it's going to be a real ordeal. You obviously want to bring strength units since he's a Dex raid boss, so I'm using Curiel, Blackbeard and stronghold Frankie. The main thing to worry about when you're building a team for Aokiji is to have level 2 bind and level 1 despair, so after you figure that out, you need about 3 strength units that do a decent amount of damage. Having over like 1,000 attack is obviously really good, which is why I'm using these dudes. Stronghold Frankie can be replaced by Van Ogre or a different shooter or booster, but you do need like strength units, which is why he's really strong. Heraclean isn't bad, but obviously since you're going to be using a lot of the same typing, namely strength, he isn't too optimal. You can use Colosseum Apu instead of Zephyr and then use someone else as a captain, but again they're quick units, so it's a bit more difficult. Using the A Striker ship is obviously really nice for a shoot team, but I don't think it's really necessary. You can just use a Mary ship. It will just mean you have less HP to stall with. So with all that said, let's get started. So I'm going to speed up through most of the stalling for my specials, but I'll leave a timer at the bottom so you know how long it took, since it's pretty important for these 30-minute runs. On the first stage is where you're going to do the majority of your stalling. As per usual, you kill everyone except for the main dude, who will have a 3-turn CD and hits for about 7,000 damage. Obviously if you have auto heal, it'll be a lot easier to stall. If not, you might want to try and farm up some meat orbs. On this stage, you can get some extra turns of stall since there's a turtle and a lobster. The lobster hits for about 6,000. I think the turtle hits at 3,000. Just kill the dudes around them when their CDs go off. Obviously you can't stall too long because they do actually still quite hit for a lot of damage, but luckily with Stronghold Ace and the Ace Striker ship you do have quite a lot of HP. Still really annoyed I don't have Stronghold Ace. And having freaking auto heal and I think CD on my Zephyr really screwed me over. If I had bind on him this would be a lot easier, but you know, it's not even like I can change them very easily since he's not very common raid. But, you know, if I can clear it, I can clear it. And that's good enough for me. I'm going to stall the extra turns on this lobster. I probably did overstall since you're going to have to wait out the special lock on Aokiji anyway, but just wanted to make sure. On this stage, it'll be, these 4 mobs will be different colors. I think they could be blue or green as well, but this time I got red, which is not too bad. I had some decent orbs, I can clear them pretty easily. They also do a significant chunk of change as damage. This stage is probably the most annoying one. You want to kill the Elder Seahorse first, obviously, since he will lock for like 5 turns, I think. All the other dudes around him will lock the type they're weak against for 2 turns, but since I have 1 turn of anti-lock, it will be only 1 turn, which is fine because they all go onto a 1-turn on a 2-turn CD. So it's all good as long as, you know, everyone doesn't get locked, which they don't, which is fine. By strength and quick. Also you can take the opportunity here to like try and get some good orbs if, you know, not everyone's locked. Well, the majority of my guys are. I could have used the Tanaka here, actually wouldn't have been a bad idea, but I'm a dum-dum, so what could you expect? And now onto the main event itself, Aokiji. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. As you can see, it's like a 6-minute fight mostly because of the re-rolling of Curiel special. So as you see here, he only lets you use 2 specials at turns, which is super annoying, and then silences everyone, like special silence for 3 turns. So for the first 3 turns, you're just going to smack him with your basic attacks, hopefully doing as much as you can. Hopefully you get some matching orbs. On this stage here I get 2 bad and 1 good, so obviously not great. He locks every 2 turns, I believe. Just a random unit for 2 turns. 3 turns, this guy like probably is easier than the Flamingo just because you have so much time. Like the Flamingo halves your HP and then does like a crap ton of damage. This guy that has like loads of turns where you could do stuff, but you know, he has like 4 million HP, which again is even less than the Flamingo, I guess. So yeah, just hit him with the basic attacks. And now he's special off cooldown. He'll, on his first attack, only just reduce your HP. I mean, only, but like, he'll reduce your HP by 80%, which is awful, obviously awful, but like, you know, he can't kill you with it, which is nice. And now we stall. We just keep spamming out Curio special until you freaking get the strength orbs you want on the right guys. And as you can see, it's gonna be some amazing RNG where I get freaking all in orbs like 3 times in a row, which is incredible. Like the sheer chance of that happening, unless like there's programmed to be like likely, because like I did a couple more runs and I got like full like in orbs a couple more times as well. I've never gotten full strength orbs, so that's super annoying. You see the game like loads quite slowly back into the game as well. And you see that I've been playing like Roto Blazing and Japanese OPTC. Yep, just keep doing this until you get the orbs you want. This is like, I was like, fine, two is good enough. Obviously you could get 3 on the strength characters and then an in orb on Zephyr, but it's kind of overkill. Just getting 2 on those guys, because Frankie will give himself a matching orb, so it's fine. Obviously locking them down with stronger ace means that you can attack with them this turn. You don't want to get him below 50% because then he will just haste up to 1 attack interval. So actually get him as low as you can to 50%. And then on turn 2 do your first turn of burst anyway. And then obviously when he's on a turn, when he's about to attack, you use all your specials. And by all I mean 2, which is Zephyr and Stronghold Frankie, to do all your burst. Here I tried to use Tanaka. I messed up the uses of specials because before you could only use 2. But yeah, use Zephyr first obviously because it's a 2-turn burst, I mean a 2-turn boost. So using this turn and then it'll still be around for the next turn. Obviously they don't attack with Curio and Blackbeard because they won't get matching orb probably. And here I got lucky with an extra Zephyr orb, but I don't think it would have been too important. Having the 3 strength orbs is the main thing to have. Blam, 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 and Frankie finishes off. That probably wasn't the best order, but killed him, good enough. It's about 2 million damage in 1 turn from this crappy team. So that's me beating Aokiji with a shooter team. Hopefully you have a better shooter team, which shouldn't be hard. My shooter team is pretty trash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, my nakama.